Thank you, everybody, for coming to our 2025-26 season opening press conference. Ezra Janello along with you. You don't see me. We've got from left to right, Colten St. Clair, the Lumberjacks' new head coach. He was here last season towards the end of the year, and he's been named the head coach for the upcoming season. Jack Christ is next to him. Jack is a second-year Lumberjack from Chaska, Minnesota. He had a big-time performance in the Clark Cup final, but that's not the only thing that Jack brings to the table. I think he's had quite a few big-time performances for the Lumberjacks. Carter Sanderson is second in from the right. Carter was selected this summer in the NHL draft by the Pittsburgh Penguins. And Danny Klaers, a Wayzata, Minnesota native. He's from Minnetonka, though. He won a Minnesota high school state championship at Minnetonka before winning the Clark Cup championship. So some pretty big names we have here in Muskegon to address the media. So Colten, we'll go to you first here. A pretty big end to last season, a good preseason, and a good start to the year at the Fall Classic. The team hits the ice for the home opener already with a 2-0 record. What's an expectation, or what's something fans can expect to see tomorrow night for Flannel Fest after this banner raising?
Well, I think first and foremost, just really proud of this team, just how we've grown in the short time together. You're going to see a committed group. I think that's the best thing about them. You know, they're very committed. They're dialed in. Are we in mid-season form or playoff form? Absolutely not. But we're the best version that we can be right now, and it's due to the leadership up here. And just a really fun team to work with. And I think you guys will see that we'll play for the community. We'll have a little bit of that blue-collar feel, and you'll see some exciting plays. So just really looking forward for you guys to see the product on the ice.
Colten, structure-wise for this team, I mean, you were here for the latter part of last year, got to be a part of a title, but coming into this year, how have things changed? What can we see on the ice tomorrow night that's maybe a little bit different in your philosophy?
I don't necessarily think there's too much that's different, right? I mean, we still have players that we draft for the organization and players that we bring in for a reason if we feel there's a formula that works. I think the one thing you'll see, though, is a very collective group. I think it really is special. You can see it, whether as a staff we challenge them or themselves hold each other accountable. They care, and we care about them, and it's just really fun to be a part of.
A lot of returning veterans, you three among them, but also a lot of exciting new young talent. Who has stood out to you so far in the preseason in the first two games? Maybe, someone fans can get excited about who they haven't seen in a Lumberjacks uniform yet.
That's. I hope you respect this. I don't want to single anybody out, and there's always a chance I accidentally miss somebody, and I don't want that player to feel bad. But the group in general, I think they're learning how hard the league is, and just what you have to bring every single day. And it's great. They're like sponges. I think every young guy here, they want to feel a part of something special. And again, these guys here as leaders, showing the ropes, and they're doing their part too as first-year players of playing up to that standard and trying to attack it every single day.
Say, Coach, who do you think's going to be a breakout player this year for your team? I know you guys have quite a few returnees and everything, but who do you think could be your breakout player? A guy who comes out of nowhere and becomes something special.
That's a great question. To be honest, right now, I think there's going to be a lot more guys than just one. And again, I know you guys are trying to do your jobs and trying to get the info. I honestly legitimately can't pinpoint one. What you will see, though, are a lot of guys maturing and being the best at their identity. And it's just, you'll see a change at Thanksgiving, right around there. And then you have first-year players or even returning players in bigger roles, after Christmas break. They get to go home, they see their friends, they're refreshed, and then you'll see another jump. And then from there, you're getting into the trade deadline time and getting ready for playoffs, and that's when you see really the third phase. And the fourth, you're going into playoffs. So those 4 times, you'll see different guys blossom. And again, I apologize I couldn't give you a better answer, but I think you'll see quite a few guys do it.
What aspects of the roster do you like about this team? Some of your strengths as a squad, and what are the things that you're hoping to work on early on? Some of the early kinks that you need to address.
Well, there's the depth of our team, I think, is obviously exciting. And then you look at, I don't even want to use the term young. Sure, we're younger, but I think we have youthful experience on the roster. But I think that, for me, it's just going to be going out there, executing, and the rest will kind of take care of itself. And I think, I don't know, I just don't want to babble on too much here. But you'll see a good group that's committed to playing the right way and to a standard.
Excited about the new role, and does it help with the transition that you were here with the second half?
Absolutely, it does. And you look into it, and I've had a lot of movement here in the last few years. And you always really want to do well where you're at in a place that you care about. And it's because the people have cared about me and given me this opportunity. And these guys don't even know it, but I need them more than they need me. And it's awesome to wake up every single day to that. And that's why I want to give these guys, my best. And it's with a clear mind, because I know the city a little bit. You know who works in the front office, and Pete as an owner, and Lozy as president, and you get to know Andrea. And so that thing going forward, you can give our guys coming in as first-year players or veteran guys a little bit more insight when you are familiar with that. But just like I said, I really am. I'm proud to be a Lumberjack.
Hey, Jack, you look like you picked up your game to that next level during that fall class. You came back, and you already were a pretty skillful player. But what did you do in the offseason as prepared for year number 2 here in Muskegon?
Yeah, I mean, I think just going off of when we won last year, I took a little bit of time off and just hung out a little bit. And then as soon as July rolled around, I started to go on the ice, work out, and skate about 4 times a week. And I think that really helped me get back into game shape and just ready for the new year.
Last season, your team identity was own your role, right? You were a guy that you might be on the bottom 6 unit, you might be on the top 6 unit. It was a change every game, and you kind of owned that role wherever you were in that line chart, wherever coach needed you to play. Is it kind of refreshing now this year that you're coming in, you're going to be a leader on the production side of things now?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And I think that's what most of the first-year guys have to go through, is kind of just a bit of a role, try to find where you're in the lineup. And I think playing up and down in the lineup last year helped me gain confidence going into this year, and hopefully it'll be a fun one.
Any of you guys can answer this one. I mean, you guys played the maximum amount of games last season, which is great. That's the goal. But the all season in this league is so short to begin with, and even shorter when you win a championship. How do you avoid the hangover once you get into the season now, when you guys really only had so much time off before getting things going again?
Sure. I mean, I think it's big to start with a clean slate. I mean, it is a quick turnaround, but you have enough time to mentally prepare and get your philosophies down and get everybody dialed into the season as to where you can go do it again. I mean, us guys up here and the returners know what it's like, and we can't be satisfied, as Colten says, but also know what that feeling is like of wanting to go back there, and the new guys hopefully getting the itch to want to go as far as it takes.
I mean, going off that, you guys have, not only last year, the last 2 years, have set the standard as far as winning, as far as being able to produce for the scouts and get players like yourself drafted. I mean, as veteran leaders now, how do you put that on the young guys, show the young guys, this is what we do here?
Yeah, I think that being a leader on a team, or having leaders on a team, is super important. Last year we had great leaders, and us guys up here and Tynan and all the returners and even some of the newer guys who are older are just learning to show the newer and younger guys that it is hard and it takes a lot, but if you really want to do it, that's what you got to put your mind towards. And so I think that's all great.
Hey, Danny here real quick. Last year you were never named the USHL Defenseman of the Week, and I'm heard on the YouTube right now, so if there's anybody in the comments that want to ask any of the fellas questions, go ahead and put those in the comments. But Danny, week 1, 3 points on 3 assists in 2 games. You were named the USHL Defenseman of the Week in the Fall Classic. Is that something that gives you a little bit more confidence right off the bat, being recognized for your efforts?
Yeah, definitely helps the confidence, but I think it's mainly just something to build off of. It's a good start. I mean, I'm surrounded by great players. I think yeah, just taking it and running with it because it's only week 1. I mean, it's obviously great to get that, but nothing yet. So yeah.
Carter, at the Fall Classic, playing in Pennsylvania, same state as that. Did that give you more of a mindset to kind of show a little bit more? Because you had a really good first game with 2 goals. Is that something that motivated you a little bit going into the Classic?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, going into it, I had just gotten done with rookie camp the week before, and so I was already with the Penguins the week before that. But I was honestly super excited to get back to Muskegon and start playing regular season games with the Jacks. I mean, playing there at UPMC, the practice rink for the Penguins, I'd say knowing that all of the scouts and GM and everybody higher up in the Penguins organization was going to be there. I knew that it was important for me to play well, but that was just kind of in the back of my mind. I just wanted to focus on our team stuff first, and then hopefully run with that. But yeah, it went well.
What's you guys feeling on your home life? You know, you guys got great billet families, and it's tough to be away from home. I mean, is the cooking as good at your billet families as your mom's?
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Good question. Uh, I mean, I've lived away from home since I was 14, and so this is my 4th year doing it, and so I've kind of just gotten used to it. I've been so blessed with billet families all those years, and so I'm staying with the same billets that I did last year. And so, yeah, cooking's great. I mean, my billet brother plays in Detroit right now, and they have an apartment there, so my billet dads and billet brother are always in Detroit, so it's kind of just me and my billet mom. But even having, like, Jack is my neighbor, and so there's quite a few times that I'll just go over to his house, hang out, and, like, sometimes eat his billet's food. And so it's kind of just one come, everybody's welcome, so that's great.
Yeah, I feel like we've been pretty close off the ice and just team hangouts. You know, everyone's invited and everyone's included, and I think everyone's been doing a good job at trying to get out to at least a few a week. And I think it's very important that we're hanging out off the ice because when we come onto the ice, we're all even closer at the start of that. And just to start it so easy, so start. Oh my gosh, sorry. Just quick in the year, it's nice to get everyone together, and yeah, it's fun.
Colten, you went through this as a player, right? You played in Fargo, you played in the USHL, you had successful junior career, you played college hockey at North Dakota, a successful college hockey career. As a young head coach, one of the youngest guys in the league, how do you take your experiences and help some of the newcomers in Muskegon kind of find their footing in their first kind of soiree into junior hockey?
Yeah, each kid's a little bit different, right? Some kids are time management they need help with. Some kids, it's just their first time away from home. I do feel it's very important, and my staff knows this too, and it's you got to remember what it was like to be a player. You know, your first time away from home, your age, all the long season, you know, the sacrifices that you make, and you try and give these guys the resources as much as possible to have a smooth transition within that. Because they're not normal kids. They're not normal teenagers or 20-year-olds. They're sacrificing a lot. But at the end of the day, you know, we tell these guys too. Anybody else would trade their spot with you, you know, to go to college or have a chance to play in the NHL. And so our guys understand that. I think that's what makes our group really special is that they understand those feelings and what it's like to go through the day-to-day process in life. And we're all here together. You know, it's the good days, the bad days, we have each other's backs, and we're in this fight together.
How do the kids get education while they're playing?
So they go to school, actually, and through online, obviously, because they miss a lot, so it wouldn't be smart to have them all go there and miss 60 days. So now they actually have teachers that can monitor that when you're online. And then it's kind of some random checkups to make sure. And you know, we had not even a situation yesterday, but just helping out a player that first time away from home really and going through school, and the time management's not the easiest thing at times. You know, let's sit down and let's create a list and how do we break this down to help you out. And so again, every situation's a little bit different. But like I said, we're here as a resource, and we just want these guys to grow up as leaders of men and get as far as they can in life. That's what we want.
So where do they go to school?
Online, their computer.
We have a pretty awesome schedule here at the facility, and part of the renovations was a big lounge the guys have, so they have plenty of opportunities while they're here at the rink, but also back home with those billet moms and billet dads who are, they're a second kid or a third kid that's in that household. So just like mom and dad are pushing you to get your schoolwork done, our billets are a great support system for our players as well as their staff.
Yeah, I think to add to that too, it's really important to understand that our guys need to maintain a certain GPA and have to get into school first, right? So you can't just say, okay, I'll try school when I get to college or whatever route you want to take. So our guys are, good students, and we do take pride in that because it's kind of along the lines of how you do anything is how you do everything. If you take pride in your school and those things, you take pride on the ice. So it all translates.
Today is the last day that there won't be a championship banner in here. One more celebration until you guys can fully turn the page to this season. But just to have that tomorrow night, first regular season game here in front of the fans, and have that banner raising. What's the excitement level just to get that thing up and celebrate one more time?
I mean, it's awesome. It's a testament to what we did last year, and it's great for our guys that are here that are returning and got to do it last year. But I think it's just motivation, honestly. Kind of what Carter said earlier. It's just for us to build off of, and it's a good confidence to have behind your back, knowing what to do. But it's also motivation for the new guys to see that and want more of it. Yeah, I mean, I just know from my own experience playing guys that won it last year, you want to knock them off. You want to give them a good test, and it's always, you're always gonna have people after you, and I think it's good to just have the mindset of I've already done it and I know what it takes. So.
You were in those games last year, games 3 and 4 of the Hart Cup final, sold out crowds, electric atmosphere. How awesome is it to play in front of a crowd here in Muskegon? The whole city has it had.
It's amazing. Just the juice we had around those games, and I mean, you remember the outcome of the games, the buzzer beater and all that. It's just so cool, and I remember the feeling of it. It's just unreal. So we want more of it.
The first 2 games, I know it's a small sample size, but you overcame 2 deficits. You haven't led in a game yet, but yet you're 2-0. Is that kind of tell about the tenacity of this team, and is that something that we expect to see throughout the season, a never die squad that is just going to do whatever it can to get those 2 points every day?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if there's a team that's going to be beating us, they're going to make sure it was tough. They're going to know it was very hard, right? And I think it just shows a lot about with our team and how much we've grown even in playoffs or in preseason, excuse me. And we're talking about game management and certain times when it's okay to maybe go for the extra play, and certain times where we just absolutely have to survive this and take care of a puck and set the next line up. And you can see there were spurts at the Fall Classic of 6 or 7 minutes where it's like the other team didn't touch the puck, and then it's next line goes out, and maybe it's one player on that line or somebody else, they weren't ready, and then have to reset. But it just speaks volumes of the character in a room when you can come back in an environment like that when everybody is out to get you and they think you're dead in the water, and then just when they let up, we never quit. And I think we stayed even keel through it. There's some good talks, in-game adjustments, and the way we responded, again, a testament to these guys and everyone else in that room. But you can build off that always. And whether it was the perfect game or not necessarily looking for that. We're just looking at playing to our identity, how we do it, and do it with the right intent. And to be able to come out 2-0, that's obviously was our goal going into that weekend. So goal number 1 on the year, check box, right? And now we got to move forward. But you can always build, and it's always great to learn after a win than it is from a loss.
And last season, the team was blessed with 2 great goaltenders. It was kind of who was hot at the moment. As a
Listen, you win with depth and every level moving forward, and it's our job too to help develop these guys to become, the best player and the best version of themselves. And to say that there's just one guy you want to leave him in the net, not true. We just want to give everybody an opportunity, and at some point, yes, let's call a spade, right? You get the last 15 games or maybe even 20 at the max end of it. Then you probably got to find somebody, but I do think it builds a lot of internal compete, but also a little sense of pride when you have somebody else pushing you, another goaltender. And I think we have the great goaltenders here that all can take a net. So that's why I'm, more so that they're all capable of doing that. And we want to give everyone that opportunity because everybody in that room, a part of this organization, is a huge piece of the puzzle.
And then Jack, last season, you hit it up at the right time. You were really big in the playoffs. What was your turning point last year that allowed you to increase your offensive production, and what are you going to do to piggyback off that going into the season?
Yeah, I mean, just looking back at last year, I think as the season went on, I started to play with a little bit more confidence and to earn the trust in our coaching staff to put me out on the ice more and earn more playing time really helped me in my game. And I'd say just as playoffs started rolling around, I started to play a little bit more, and I had the opportunity, and I took advantage of it.
Colten, you had a bit of a unique situation as a coach here in the USHL where you lost a player to the National Hockey League in the preseason. So Victor Noringer, preseason, regular season, doesn't matter. The guy's got a National Hockey League jersey this year, and now he's back in the lineup. How refreshing is it to get a guy back, but also like how cool is it to help that guy get to realize his dream of playing in an NHL arena?
That's the exact reason why we coach, for that moment, to say, hey, we had, he was already a really good player before we got here, so we can't take all the pride and credit in the development. That's not it. It's a village. But to have somebody that you care about in that room get to have a small experience in what they're really striving for in their life. There's no better feeling as a coach, when you get to see a player do that. And just the experience he can bring and help these guys too, who he was, doing a dynamic warm-up with, or how the other guys in the NHL prepare and bring that knowledge back to our locker room is something that not every team gets. And then you look at Victor too, and who's a pretty even-keeled kid, how excited and proud he is, because that's what it's about. These guys, when they do work hard, they should believe in themselves and they should be confident, and that's what it's all about. And when you earn that, man, run with it.
And Carter, you went through that draft process last year. The Lumberjacks, I think the success in the NHL draft is pretty well documented. 3 first-rounders and 9 total picks in the last two drafts. The Lumberjacks are not done with the NHL draft prospects. You've got guys like Danny Klaers, who 07. We're going to hear his name called in the NHL draft this summer, right? Like, how do you bring that experience of going through that and going through all the interviews throughout the year with the Pittsburgh Brass and help the guys who are coming next up in their draft eligibility prepare for the summer?
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't think too much about it. I mean, play your game, know your role, do what you can to stay in the lineup every night to make the coach's decision hard. I mean, I think going through the draft process was cool. I mean, obviously being around guys like Crosby, Malkin, Letang, it's just it's a cool feeling. But at the end of the day, they're just people. Like, I mean, taking the things from them, the little details that they do as to why they've been in the league for 2 decades now. It's just taking small things that I can run with, but also sometimes holding teammates accountable as to how I can better them. And so it was a cool feeling, and but just focused on this right now.
And then Colten, really quickly, today you announced the team, the captains, the alternate captains to join Tyler Lawrence for the new season. They're both sitting up there with you, Carter Sanderson and Danny Klaers, who've got their jerseys over to the side. Kind of talk to us about your thought process and the staff's decision to name Carter and Danny alternate captains this year.
Well, I got to say it a tough decision. Well, there's a lot of guys that deserve that. Jack's one of them. Stewie's one of them. Other guys too. And just because they don't have a letter on their jersey doesn't mean they don't bring value or aren't a leader in our room. Jack's a great leader. Stewie's a great leader. And, it's obviously tough because you care about them as individuals and they have pride and you want to give them a chance. But at the other side of it too, you look at the positives and there's two unbelievable human beings over here that are way more than deserving of it. And I think they're our leadership group and then our captains in general are up there in the league for sure, and it's only going to keep getting better. And because they're hungry for more, they all push each other. But just the way that they are and the demeanor that all these three have and other guys too, it's going to take a village, and everybody's important too. And just because only a couple guys have a letter on their jersey doesn't mean they don't bring value. And that's the best thing about this team and the people up here, and we all understand that. And just looking forward to helping them in their leadership development as well.
Hey, Coach, you guys just brought in Pat Maroon in order to be able to work with you guys. The guy had 3 Stanley Cups in a row. What kind of influence has he brought to your team even already at the start of the season?
Let's see, where do you start? I think the best thing, though, is how, one, Pat is as a human being. You can see why he was such a good team guy and ended up on winning cultures. And then for him to be walking the halls downstairs by our room and talking to guys one-on-one or groups of guys, like, what better experience for these guys and what better development on the ups and downs of a hockey career and a journey and just staying with it. And he's a winner, too. And you want those people around because it attracts that same thing, winning. And so for these guys to be able to be around that every day, I was so excited to be able to have that opportunity to bring him in, because it's also a resource and development, and we want that for these guys. We want them to make it as far as they can go. That's our number one goal. Yeah. So
What is exactly his specific role on the team?
Assistant coach. Yep, and you'll see different times, depending on who we have doing some live coding during game and who we have available. Most games it'll be for third period. Some games he'll be on the bench for the whole game. Just kind of depends too. And then obviously he's a pretty popular guy too, and he honestly takes a ton of pride in coaching and the development for these guys. So I'd like for him to not get bombarded by everybody sometimes, because he really is trying to see if he wants to pursue this coaching thing. And just like these players are, everyone's pursuing something. So it's a really good mix.
Yeah, I'd say, losing that one at home after Xavier scored the buzzer beater right down here to go into OT. We were kind of all riled up, obviously, scoring that late, going into OT with the opportunity to win it at home, and then obviously not. Having to go back to Waterloo and play Game 5 there. But I think it was all part of the plan. It was said from early on, at the beginning of last year, we were on the road 9 straight weeks. And so being on the road to start it, we kind of had a saying that why not just end it on the road? And so I'd say, yeah, we were bummed that we didn't win it at home, but we knew the opportunity that we had, and we knew that we were going to get it done.
Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. we have the banner raising to join the 2 banners that we already have. We'll have 2 more that go up. Before then, though, Flannel Fest, live music, great drinks, great food. Carlisle's a great partner in Lumberjacks. We'll have axe throwing, games, a ton of fun tomorrow afternoon. It's free to come to Flannel Fest outside. You do need a ticket to come inside. There are still some tickets available, so get them before they sell out. But for now, thank you guys so much for coming out, and we can't wait to see you here at the arena this year.